Studio 10, the campaign for same-sex marriage has many faces, and one of the most high-profile is the Prime Minister's sister. Christine Forster is engaged to be married to her partner, Virginia Edwards, but Tony Abbott remains the biggest obstacle. Christine and Virginia join us now. Let's welcome them. Thank you. Christine, hi. Great to see you. It's so interesting to see you know each other.
Oh, we go way back.
We're sorry for that. Seeing you guys interact backstage and the love that you have for each other, I mean, it's just so at odds with what your brother stands for and what he believes.
Oh, no. I don't think it is at all. Tony's just about love as anyone else is.
Clearly, he has lots of daughters.
Yeah, he does, yeah. They're beautiful girls as well. But, no, Tony is the biggest exponent of marriage that you could find, although he very clearly defines marriage as it is defined in the Federal Marriage Act, which is that it is between a man and a woman. We have a different view.
Does that annoy you, though, Christine? Do you sort of want to... Do you have kind of quite fiery debates in private saying, come on?
Yeah. Do you guys sit down to the turkey and you go, so, man, let's have a chat? No, I want to marry my girlfriend.
They escaped overseas this Christmas.
Oh,
so
do you find him avoiding you?
To avoid that discussion.
Yeah, you ring him up and he's like, oh, I'm so busy forever. I'm sorry.
No, we did it last Christmas.
Yeah,
we had the discussion last Christmas.
You did?
Christine, why do you two want to get married? So many people in relationships in Australia are quite happy to live in de facto relationships. So why is marriage so important to the pair of you?
Oh, it's acknowledgement. It's acknowledgement that this is my life partner, this is a woman I love, and I want to show my friends, my family, that I recognise our bond and I recognise that she is somebody that I want to spend my life with.
Is coming out and speaking on shows like ours and other shows, I presume, are you part of a campaign now to try and change public opinion and, in particular, political opinion?
Well, not in any formal sense. It's kind of been foisted upon me in a way because of the unusual position that I'm in relation to people's perception of Tony's position, and of course Virginia and I being in a committed same-sex relationship, and we do want to get married. And as Virginia said, it is really all about being able to make a public statement that this is a special relationship. We are special to each other, and that is acknowledged by our friends and our family and our community. That's what marriage is all about.
It's kind of one of those things as well, isn't it? Or it seems to me that it's not even so much that you want to get married, but you don't want to be told that you can't. Like, it's the thing is, well, you can't get married. People go, well, actually, no, I do want to get married. Yeah. Like, that's the bit where it's oppressive.
Well, it's allowing you to have the decision. I decide, not a government body.
And I mean, Virginia, what would you say to people at home who say, oh, marriage can only be between a man and a woman?
That's your belief, and I respect that, but it's wrong.
Well, the fact is, when your potential brother-in-law, however, is saying that, you must have arguments about it because, obviously, from all accounts, Tony Abbott's a very lovely, lovely bloke, very family-oriented. But the fact he's saying, it's only between a man and a woman, your love really doesn't count, that must hurt.
Well, it's not that he's saying it doesn't count. He just sees that marriage, as it has been solemnised by governments and nations, is historically between a man and a woman. That is the definition of marriage. He certainly acknowledges that Virginia and my relationship is special, that it's committed, and that it's hopefully permanent.
You don't think that there needs to be a conscious vote, don't you think, though? And this
in my view, of course, it's a conscious issue. Yeah, of course. I believe that when it does come to the Liberal National Party room for discussion, and it's inevitable that it will happen sooner, probably rather than later, that it should be a conscience issue. It is a conscience issue, marriage, in my opinion.
Has it affected your relationship with your brother, Tony Abbott?
No.
So it doesn't affect your day-to-day, one-on-one... You don't feel constantly angry when you see him?
I mean, we both respect each other. We both know what each other's view is. It's pretty obvious. And most of the discussion, people ask me, do we still have this argument? And really, most of our discussion goes on through the media.
But it's such a passionate issue, though. Like, it's something that You guys, I can see you getting teary over it. So how can you not see Tony every time and just maybe slap him and say, "Come on"? How does this not? Because if it were my brother, I would be ferociously upset with him.
No, because it's respect. You must respect everybody's right to their opinion.
But he's not respecting your right to have the same rights as heterosexual
Yes, he is.
couples.
He's saying that I believe that you and Christine want to marry. I respect that, but I have a different belief. And
Does
I
he respect
it.
that you two want to marry by saying, no, you can't?
Look, he certainly acknowledges, he knows, he's well aware of our desire to get married. He's very clear about our belief that marriage can be between two men and two women. He's absolutely straight across that. But as I say, he takes a traditional view of the institution of marriage, that it is defined as being necessarily between a man and a woman.
What's he afraid will happen if it's allowed? Because I can tell you, this only affects you guys. It doesn't affect anyone else.
That's right. That's right. And look, I think most people that oppose same-sex marriage do so from a position of a bit of fear and uncertainty. It's a new idea to our society, and that creates fear and uncertainty.
Do you think then your brother is fearful? Is it something that he's afraid of? And do you think
he's not generally a fearful type?
But though you're saying it's something that people do fear, why won't he make that public, I suppose, decision or change?
Yeah, it's deeply faithful and deeply Catholic, and you know that would be a big
He's
part.
a very old-fashioned guy. I mean, Tony Abbott is not a guy who wanders around like Conan the Barbarian in a loincloth going, "I will kill all homosexuals." No. Like he's just an old-fashioned guy. He's quite a nice guy personally. But the interesting thing for me is that, like you say, a lot of people oppose it in theory because either they don't know many same-sex couples or they just haven't seen them in action. When you meet, you know, when you have heaps of gay friends or whatever, or lesbian friends, you realise it's not that threatening. The strange thing is, I suppose, for Tony, is that he has met you. He's incredibly... Well, he's met you because you're his sister. He's incredibly familiar with it. It's obviously, I don't think it is frightening to him anymore, and I just wonder why he doesn't just think, actually, what's the big deal?
That's right. And for, I think for an increasing number of Australians, that is their attitude. It's kind of a no-brainer. You know, what is the big deal? Surely, the more people that are able to get up and say, we love each other and we want to be committed to each other, the better.
Yeah.
Good on you guys. Love is love is love. I think it's just wonderful.
We could talk to you about this all day, ladies. And look, just one really quick question. I know you're engaged to be married. Would you go overseas to New Zealand or anywhere else to tie the knot? You want to wait till it happens here?
It's kind of tempting, but really...
Only because I'm ageing. I don't want the Zimmer frame coming down the aisle.
but I'll push the chair down.
That's what we're fighting for. Thank you very much for joining us.